not quite
That's how I was
coordinating,
taught as a gymnast.
does a
Doesn't
half.
sound like what she just said then.
So that's just a mishmash. I usually, whenever I watch them, I go, oh God, I don't know if that was a 1 1/4 and a 3/4 because it's so mushed. I don't get it. Yes.
Okay, so out of a turn, they can go step together and then initiate the next.
No.
Nope.
That foot is on. That foot cannot come up.
Releve, and that other foot has to just
Has to
straight
come down.
That's what they write. And then just
Yes. Question?
On the blue girl 2 times ago. Sorry. What do you do on her second leap or turn on somebody who undergoes? So that, say you think they're trying to do a double, they do 1 and 1.5. You got credit for 1.5, and then they continue to turn on the floor. But it aesthetically looks, they're not breaking form or anything. Is there a deduction there, or you just give them the lower value and leave it?
She does 1.5. It's a B.
Right.
Now she does the other half on the floor and then starts to do her jump.
No, I mean like when she's done on her second one. I guess my point is, in general, if someone does something that you feel is short, and you give them the lesser value.
I give her the B,
Is there
lesser
something wrong
value,
with turning around and dancing if she doesn't?
only if it's out of control.
If it's not out of control, then you don't take any more deductions. Okay.
But it doesn't
only
matter.
judge what you see.
They then finish a little bit and do the next element.
No,
But there's,
because they now have a half turn on the floor.
right. There's nothing saying they can't do that. They just don't get any credit for doing it.
Right, I'm just going to give her the B.
Let it go.
Okay, is this slow motion or is this the last one? This is the last one. And there is no slow, I don't think, on this one, so. Whoops. Which one? This one? Well, that's why I said it has to be attractive. There's
Yes.
Let's have to ask a serious question. Okay, you do a double turn, a legitimate double turn, but you land with your legs apart, and then go into your next whatever skill, and you complete that. The obvious break is that you land with your legs apart. Connection with an execution deduction, or no?
As long as there's no extra step in between, I would consider it connected and take off for the execution of the first one.
And if it's too much execution, they lose the bonus.
Yeah, but I can't imagine that being a 3/10.
Okay.
All right, this is the last one. All right, she definitely broke it in between, but the wolf full was not a wolf full as well. So it's a lot to see, and my point is that you have to, it's a lot to see, and a lot of judgment has to be made in a split second. Don't just look at the feet, because there are so many other things that you have to look at. Because it's so important that on floor we've got 5/10 in artistry and dynamics. I can tell you what, remember that artistry is up to 1/10 for originality of choreography throughout the routine. It's up to 1/10 for quality of movement of the gymnast, and it says her personal style, which I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong here, but it's so that if they're doing a cowboy routine, if they just stop with quality of movement, some people think that only this is quality. If they're doing, it means for what she's doing, her personal style, but it is quality of movement. Okay? And then quality of expression. It's up to 3/10 for each one, or up to 1/10 for each of those. That technically means you've got 6 different deductions you could do. You could do a 0.05, a 0.1, a 0.05, a 0.1, 0.05, a 0.1. Valerie's going to talk about that. Okay, here you go.
Here you go. If I need this, let me know, but I don't want to use this. Did you see that? Did you see me like that? I don't know how to turn it off either. Sorry. I don't have all this stuff to show because I'm not technically savvy. But we'll show some routines at the end. When I saw the artistry come into play, when did that come into play?
When they did away with general impression.
That scared me because what is good art? You know, and there have been so many years that people have graciously complimented the floor routines that I've choreographed, and I thought that was great, but I really didn't think it mattered in gymnastics. You know, it was just fun for me to do, having been a ballet dancer, come out and teach gymnasts how to dance. But it's really exciting now that we actually have an avenue to be able to reward artistry in a sport that is so artistic and so beautiful. Getting back to what is good art, I was asked, well, whenever I go out on a limb and I try to do something a little different and our fans think that I've gone crazy or premenopause has hit and I get all these rotten emails. And I was talking to my dad about it. My dad's a pretty well-known artist, and I said, you know, what do you say when people ask you what is good art? And he says, good art? It's whatever you like. And you think about that, what is art worth? What someone will pay for it. You know, a Picasso will sell for millions and millions of dollars, yet I know there are many people that would not hang up Picasso in their home because they don't like it. But does that mean it's good or bad? Who's to say? It's what we like. And so, in discussing artistry and gymnastics, it's really important, I believe, that we maintain our objectivity artistically versus our subjectivity. And so, choreographically, I always felt the sign of a good choreographer was one that could conjugate the word choreograph. As a choreographer. But choreographically, it's not what you like. It's what is clean. Choreography is about pictures. It's not about steps. Intricate steps may be cool, and they're fun to come up with, but if they're not done cleanly, and if you or the lay person, Joe Farmer Schmo that's sitting in the stands, can't see the picture, it is not good choreography. There is plenty of choreography out there that is so simple. George Balanchine is one of the greatest choreographers that ever lived, New York City Ballet, and he did a whole piece just on these sides across the floor. And they were so clean and they were so simple, and it was brilliant. It was mesmerizing. So, as judges, I encourage you to look for pictures in the choreography. The most exciting thing that I feel about college gymnastics, which is one reason why I don't coach in club anymore, and I need to say this because I say this every time. I was a ballet dancer when I was 16 years old. Jim Stevenson, who's the head coach here of Minnesota, hired me to play the floor music back when floor exercise music was only one instrument. So I literally was playing the music for him, and I would stop if their head wasn't up or their feet were pointed or something. And that's how I got involved in this beautiful sport. And I don't know how you know, but Jim is an amazing artist, and he does a lot of the big drawings for us. And so for me, coming from the dance world to this beautiful sport, to be able to have someone sit with me event by event and talk to me from an artist's eye about what to look for was really a gift. And I like to give him props for that whenever I speak. So go home and tell your husband I said that.